Hey guys, what's up? I forgot my little camera stand and I'm on my lunch break, so I was like, oh, I'll hurry up and film this because I've been wanting to film it. And there was a Starbucks nearby my work, so I was like, I might as well. But before I keep rambling, I'm going to be filming kind of like a little update, and I'm gonna go ahead and be trying all of Starbucks's new fall beverages and food items that they came out with. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe like the second to last week of August. They went ahead and they came out with all their pumpkin spice, their salted caramel mochas, and their pumpkin flavored thing, since that's really popular right now. And yeah, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little life update too, so let's go ahead and dive in. I've had a lot going on in my life. My family's been really going through it right now. A good amount of people know, a good amount of people don't know. It's been really hard because I have people that like ask me things and they run into me, or like they're messaging like, oh, I'm so sorry, like this and that. And it's a really hard topic to talk about for me, without like getting emotional or upset, having a complete mental breakdown, you know, or crying and sobbing. But as some people may know, my grandma has breast cancer. The whole process has been going on for about 3 months now, a little bit longer than that. It was around June when she discovered the lump, and sorry, it's a little hard, but yeah, it was around June when she discovered the lump, and today is the 10th. Yeah, today is the 10th, and we're 2 weeks away from her surgery. Her surgery is Tuesday, September 24th. So if you guys go ahead and keep her in your prayers and everything, and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and start reviewing some of the food and the drinks, and then I'll kind of like talk about what's been going on. So the first one, oh, it already kind of started to separate. It is a grande salted caramel mocha frappuccino. The salt, actually, I really love the salted caramel mochas, but I would usually get it with white mocha if I get it hot or ice, and then I always get less pumps. Like this one I got like 1 pump instead of, I think it comes with 2. But yeah, let me just mix it up a little bit. But yeah, the salt seems different this year, and I'm like not really feeling it, so kind of bummed, but whatevs. Yeah, it's like whatever's. And then here I have the pumpkin cold brew, pumpkin sweet cream cold brew. No, pumpkin sweet cream cold foam cold brew. I don't know, it's a mouthful. Basically pumpkin cold brew. Not cold brew with pumpkin, but it's like a cold foam they have with pumpkin in it, in the cold foam, and then it gets mixed with cold brew, and then it actually gets, I think, vanilla, they said, at the bottom. And like I said, I always get less pumps. I don't like it too sweet. Like, I can't drink black coffee, but I don't like my stuff like way too sweet. So this has, it's either 2 or 3, they said. I did 1.5 either way, so it's a little bit different. It gets a little powder on top. I asked for mine actually on the cold foam on the bottom, cold brew, and then ice, because I like mine mixed. Normally you'll see it and I'll have the cold foam and then the cold brew, and it's kind of separated, where it's separated now, but it's a little bit like that milky color. So that's why it doesn't look too orange, but the top usually looks pretty orange. This one's actually pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin spice from Starbucks. I'm just not. I don't feel it. I don't know. Not the best. But yeah, this one's pretty good. So if you like stronger coffee, but you don't like the flavor of coffee too much, I definitely recommend this one. But yeah, so back to my grandma. It was about 3 months when she discovered it, and she just kind of was like showering and she felt her lump, and luckily she was going for her yearly physical. So when she went, she told the doctor was like, okay, we're gonna have to go ahead and set you up with an ultrasound. You have a mammogram coming up anyways, so we'll go ahead and get everything taken care of. Then they're like, oh, they'll call within a week. They didn't call, so of course grandma calls. We're like, what the heck's going on? You know, like when something happens, like you want to know everything right now, even though it doesn't happen right now. So what we ended up doing was she called and they were like, oh, so basically because of insurance can be a pain in the butt. Like, I'm thankful for insurance, but then again, it could be a pain in the butt. She had to wait exactly 1 year from her last mammogram, so she had to wait until August, and this was about 3 to 4 weeks out from when we discovered the lump. So we had to wait a whole month just to go and get tested to see like what the heck's going on, you know. So that was stressful in itself, but you know what, we're gonna keep positive. We're gonna try not to think about it. We're gonna make the most of time right now that we have and just kind of get things going. And yeah, so that was what we did. Sorry, my like visors were like bugging me. So that's what we did, and it was kind of stressful, but we did it. And then my grandma went for her mammogram, and she went for her ultrasound, and they're like, there's something there, you have to get a biopsy. The ultrasound is showing that it might just be a tumor, it might just be like a fatty cell, we don't know, so you have to go ahead and get a biopsy. Okay, next I'm gonna go ahead and try. Last year Starbucks actually had this advertised like a lot, and this year they actually didn't, so I'm not sure if they just didn't want to waste advertisement on it. But a pumpkin chai, I used to kind of like these ones for a tall normally gets 3 pumps, so I just do 1 and 1. Sometimes it comes with 3 pumps of each, 3 pumps pumpkin, 3 pumps chai. I don't like that. I just got regular milk today, but usually I like coconut milk or soy milk, but I haven't had this in a really long time, so I was like, I'll just see what it's about with regular milk. I don't know. With my chai, I usually add like a pump of vanilla, so maybe that's why. Usually I add like a pump of vanilla, or I add soy milk, because the chai is like a little bit too cinnamony for me. But this one, it could grow on me, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's not terrible, it's not great either. So yeah. Okay, better hurry up. I only have a few minutes left. Oh no, I have like 20 minutes left on my lunch break, but I want to make sure I get everything in. So sorry if I'm going all over the place. It's a really hard topic for me to talk about my grandma, and so I figured this would be a good way to talk about it and get out my chest. You know, like I talk about it with like my friends and my family and stuff like that, but like it's hard to really sometimes you just need a vent. Like I feel that way, at least. And yeah, people journal, they do journal writing and like have diaries and stuff like that, but like when I go to write, literally my mind goes blank. Like I don't know what it is. Like I just need to be talking, I need to be doing something to get it going, like get it out there. And I was really hesitant to do a video like this talking about my grandma, but a lot of people know my grandma where we live, and she was a teacher for 35 years, and so it's just hard when you have so many people asking so many things. And you know, like I get it, like thank you everyone who's reached out to me, thank you for everyone who's there, but it's hard to keep going over and telling like literally like a lot of people like over and over again the same story. So I just figured it'd be easier just to like put it out there, it's there, and leave it at that. And also too, it's kind of a way for me to like help process things and just get things out there. So yep, there's that. So she had her biopsy, and the doctor was like, oh, it'll come back in a day. And the nurse was like, oh, he doesn't realize it's tomorrow's Friday. She had got it done on a Thursday. He doesn't realize tomorrow's Friday. And like, keep in mind, we're stressed that whole weekend. We were stressed. Like, oh, like what's gonna happen? Like is everything gonna be okay? Like what's going on? And Tuesday rolls around. still haven't had any call. The nurse had originally said like, oh, probably Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday around 1 o'clock, we decided like, oh, if they don't call, like grandma's gonna go ahead and call. So she calls and the nurse is like, I've been checking all day, like I'm so sorry, it's gonna be like they still don't have anything, but I promise you, like I'm checking on you, like I won't, like I know it's hard to keep waiting and waiting, so I'm not gonna keep you waiting like this. My grandma said the nurse was super nice to her and like kind of built a relationship with her. They were talking and just like super nice. Like sometimes nurses are nice, but she said this nurse really made the extra effort to go ahead and like make a connection with my grandma. And I think when you're going to find out if you have cancer, like that's really important. So thank you to that nurse, if whoever she is, thank you to her. But yeah, so then Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. We knew by then, at that point, they have to make an appointment with you. So you have to go in to get your results. They don't give you your results, good or bad, over the phone. So at that point, I had an appointment, and I was like, my grandma was supposed to watch the baby. And so I was like, I'll just cancel it. And one of my close friends, he was able to come over and watch baby Gwen for it was about 30 minutes-ish, 20 to 30 minutes, while grandma left and while I came home. So it was like kind of like a swap. And let's see, let me try one last drink. It's actually a hot drink, so hopefully it's not like cold or anything. Pumpkin spice latte. This one I don't like. I'm like dreading trying this one. I've had it before in the past and I just don't think it's that good. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. Quick little story time. The reason I don't like pumpkin spice lattes anymore is my boyfriend, when we first started dating, I had one when I had gotten off work, and I had one left over and I was drinking it, and he was like, oh, like, did you eat barbecue? Can I have my drink in the car? And I was like, no, why? And he's like, he kissed me, and he was like, you taste like barbecue. And I was like, what the heck? And then I ended up staying the night. The next morning I left the drink in the car, so it was in there all night. My car freaking smelled like barbecue. So now every time I smell it, like I think of that, like smoked barbecue, like I don't know. So it's just kind of gross. So that's why I don't really care for it too much. But back to Grams really quick. So yeah, that Thursday she calls back and she's like, I can come on Thursday. And they're like, okay, they just went into a meeting. This receptionist is the only one who can change appointments. So literally wait until 2:30 and she'll be out. 2:35 she gets a call. Hey, come in. 3:30, like we have it all set, like come in. My friend was nice enough to like stay with us, stay with the baby and I, until like I heard back from grandma. But yeah, grandma calls and it was so hard. Like I was so scared. Like there's a lump there, there's obviously something there. So in the past she had benign tumors in her breast when she was like in high school, and she got those removed. So we were praying and hoping like that's all it was, like no big deal, you know, benign tumor, take it out. My mom's had a couple of benign tumors, and she's had them removed. Ovarian cancer and breast cancer runs on my grandma's side, and then just my grandpa's side, like he has 8 siblings, and almost all of them actually have had some type of cancer. Skin cancer, I don't know like all of the names, but like cancer like anywhere else, like they've had it. So cancer runs on both ends of my family, so it's just pretty hard. But yeah, so my friend stayed and grandma's like kind of happy, but I could tell she was in shock when she called. Like I could tell in her voice. Like my grandma basically raised me, so that's my girl, that's my everything. Like something was up. Like when she said it in her voice, I was like praying right then and there, like that nothing was wrong. And she told me I have breast cancer. The good news is there's 2 types of breast cancer. 80% have this kind, 11% have this kind. I'm one of those 11% that have this kind. And I can't think of the names like off the top of my head, and I know what they like, I can read them, like I picture them in my head right now, but I cannot pronounce them at all. But anyways, this 11% is more rare, and it's actually better cancer to have. It's slow spreading. It usually typically takes a very, 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 very long time to even grow out of the breast. And yeah, so they're like, we're gonna set you up with a ton of appointments, and we're gonna go ahead and get everything figured out. This seems like we're gonna go ahead and take it out. We don't know if you'll need reconstruction or not, but yeah, that was where we were at. Let me go ahead and pull out some of the snacks that I got. So I got a pumpkin muffin. This one's actually my fave, and they didn't have it last year, but it was a good thing because they had it for like 2 seconds and then they took it back because they're like, no, that's not good quality, and it wasn't, and it's so bomb. But it's a pumpkin cream cheese muffin. It's really good warmed up. This is what it looks like. Yeah, but it's so bomb. Let's go ahead and bite. Why did I hold it like that? I don't like the sound of chewing. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, the pumpkin cheese muffin is really good. So I would definitely recommend it. Get it warmed up. Super bomb warmed up. But even not warmed up, it's so moist. Like, some people hate that word. I don't hate that word. But it's super bomb. You don't want your muffin to be like super dry either. That'd be nasty. But yeah, so that's where we're at. She had her biopsy, and then they're like, so they told her you have cancer, and then after that they're like, okay, we're gonna schedule you for an MRI now. The MRI will confirm what is cancer and what's not cancer. It looks like it's about a 1 centimeter. And I actually recorded some of the vlogs talking with, one was when we were waiting for the surgeon, the other one was like a reconstruction one, but everything just kind of went it's gone very differently than what they said originally. Black and white, pretty much. We'll take it out. If you need reconstruction, we'll give you reconstruction, but it's about a 1 centimeter. No biggie, take it out. You probably won't even need reconstruction. And we go to the MRI. We actually went on vacation to San Diego, and I'll have those vlogs up for you soon. We went on vacation to San Diego, and they wanted to do it while we were in San Diego, and my grandma was like, you know what, no, like, I have this trip and I really want to go on it with my family. Like, is there any way you can schedule when I get back? The next day they were on it, and they got it scheduled. So, and her appointment with her surgeon was 2 days after, so we weren't sure how long it was gonna be, if we were gonna even have those results, which we needed those results to even talk to the surgeon. The surgeon, we were waiting like 3 hours. It was a long time. And the surgeon, the sun keeps coming and going and changing the lighting, so I apologize. But yeah, and it was a lot bigger. The MRI showed about 5 to 7 centimeters. Her biopsy, her second biopsy, was going to be somewhere else than it was before, and it was the same place as the MRI. And my grandma was like, well, why is it the same place as the MRI? And they're like, I don't know. Like, her cancer navigator was like, I don't know, like, let me find out. And they were like, oh, it's because you're gonna have an MRI with the biopsy. And then at this point, so she has her surgeon, so she has her cancer navigator that navigates all of her doctors. So she has a plastic surgeon, she has her surgeon that's going to be removing the cancer, she has her radiologist, and she has her oncologist. And then they set her up with the second oncologist. So it's a lot of people going ahead and working. The 2 oncologists, they both do different things. I don't know specifically what. I don't know well enough to explain it. Otherwise I would. So how many is that? 4 or 5 doctors? So they finally they all sat down and re-talked about everything, and they're like, they're gonna do a full mastectomy. There's no point in putting my grandma through that stress and pressure to be in an MRI. She had both knees redone all within the last 2 years. So she has full-on knee replacements. When it was about 15 years ago, when I was little, she dislocated her shoulder. So when she was laying flat in there, you're literally, imagine like you're on a massage bed and you're just laying, and like, you know how your face goes into like a little like cushion thing and you look through? That's what it is. And yeah, they were like, we're just not gonna put you and they're gonna do the biopsy while she's like that, like laying down like that, and you have to stay still for a whole hour. Like, last time 30 minutes her shoulder was shaking really bad. So it's a lot to like sit through and go through, and like everything else going on. It's just a lot to take in. So we don't know if she's doing chemo or not yet. So tomorrow she has an appointment, so we'll go ahead and see how that goes. But basically we won't know anything until the 18th, and the surgery is on the 24th. Between the 18th and before her surgery, she's gonna have another meeting with her surgeon to go over everything. And then sometime now before the 24th, she needs to go to the hospital, and they need to check her all in. Like before they do a surgery, they always they have to like run a bunch of tests on you, make sure you're healthy, get everything there. That way you know the risk, you know everything that's going on. If there's anything for whatever reason, no matter, like, depending on what your surgery is, sometimes they won't perform your surgery depending on what the tests show about. But it's like blood work, height and weight, like they have to do it all on their own. I'm trying to think what else. There's like other things too, but I just can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Surgery is in 2 weeks, so now we're just preparing. The house has to be cleaned every day a week before surgery. My grandma's about to be 75 years old. Her birthday's in November, so happy early birthday to her. That's where we're at. She's having a full mastectomy with replacement, reconstructive surgery. And yeah, it's a lot to take in. I'm starting to get more comfortable talking about it without crying, but it's still like kind of hard. Sometimes like I can talk about it, but then later that day I'm gonna go home and cry when I get a chance, like when I'm alone or something. It's a lot. Like I know my grandma's going through a lot. Like she's my everything. Like we're like this. Like we do everything. Like we do so many things together. We live together. We're super close. She's my rock, I'm her rock. Like we're everything to each other. So I know I'm not the one that has cancer, but it's like I'm going through everything with her. Like she's my everything, so I'm gonna be there for her through everything. Like everything she's feeling and everything, like I'm gonna be there to support her. So sometimes it's a lot to take in, because you know you're scared at the end of the day. Like yeah, I'm being strong for that person. I don't really cry in front of her too much. If I cry, I try and keep it like separate, not separate, away from her. And yeah, so keep her in your prayers, guys. We have an appointment tomorrow and then another appointment next week, so hopefully everything keeps going as planned. Go ahead and try some more of these snacks. So we just did the pumpkin muffin. Now let's see, so we have the pumpkin scone. I do not care for the pumpkin scone. I think it's not that great. This is what it looks like.
I'm freaking struggling. But that's what it looks like.
There we go. Let's go ahead and try it. The frosting tastes like processed, fake, sugary stuff. Like, you know, something's like, oh my god, it's so sweet. But it's like, you know, something's like, oh my god, it's so sweet and it tastes fake. This is that. Ooh. This is that. Let's see. Yeah, no, I can't do it. I cannot do it. It's not that good. So if you don't get to try the pumpkin scone, you're not missing out on anything. You could honestly go without it. But yeah, so it's just like a lot to take in. I always say when my loved ones are going through something, I would much rather go through it instead of them. A lot of people are kind of like that. It's just, if I was going through it myself, everything would be so much easier, but I know it would be just as hard on my family. So it's like, you don't wish that upon them or anything. But it's like, I wish I could take my grandma's pain away, because this isn't easy for her. Especially to be told like, oh, like you do have cancer, but it's okay, it's small and this and that. And then we go back and it's like, no, it's huge. Luckily it seems like it's not spreading, but they're not going to know all of that until afterwards they go in for surgery. And so the issue that we're facing now is my grandma's getting a full mastectomy. She'll go ahead and have the surgery. They'll put like an expander in to hold everything in place. And then afterwards she'll get out of surgery. We don't know the exact timeline yet or not. And then afterwards she'll go back and she'll possibly get her reconstructive surgery right away or not right away. Once they go in, that's when they'll diagnose, okay, you're stage 1, 2, 3, or 4 for your cancer. They don't, the surgeon told us that they're not really diagnosing it anymore from biopsies or anything like that, because they don't know really until they go ahead and they get in, and then someone's literally looking under a microscope to figure it all out. So they don't know until they get in during surgery. And during their surgery, they actually, I don't know what they're called. There's going to be someone there, a doctor there, looking under a microscope to decide whether what's cancerous or not. And then, so that's plan 1. So plan 1, go in, I'm not rambling, go in, put the expander in, come back a few days later, go ahead and go back and do it's either somewhere from a few days to a few weeks. It depends on the situation once they're in. And then they'll go ahead and do reconstructive surgery, and then she'll most likely, at this point, it's like almost 100%, it's like a 98% chance that she's going to go ahead and have radiation. I almost said radiology, but she's going to have radiation. So it seems like no two ways she's going to have the radiation. But the thing is we don't know if she's going to have chemo or not yet. So that's the big thing. So hopefully, fingers crossed, keep us in your blessings, and your prayers, that we're blessed enough to not have to go through chemo, that my grandma doesn't have to go through chemo, because that's just like another toll on her. And so, I just hope that she doesn't have to go through chemo. I'm going to keep praying that she doesn't, because it's just like another stress on her body that she doesn't need, that anyone doesn't need. Sorry, I'm like rambling now. I feel like people are gonna think I'm stupid, but it's just like, it's a lot to take in for anyone. And I'm trying to get my wording back. Let's go ahead and try a snack, because obviously I'm a little frazzled. So last but not least, I have the pumpkin scones. Trying everything pumpkin spice. Let's get a thumbnail, because last time I didn't get a thumbnail. And bish, it was hard. I had to go through all the photos and try and figure out, pause it, rewind, pause, just to get a clip, because I didn't edit the video right away. But let's do this. But yeah, those look weird, but whatever. Girl. Let's go ahead and try this. I forgot what I was doing for a second. These have like a weird flavor. They're not bad, or they're not like, oh my god, would I buy them again? No. But I don't know, like, it says buttery spice cakes, but then the thing says pumpkin spice madeleines, where it says buttery spice cakes. I literally feel like it literally just tastes like a regular madeleine with like a little bit of spice, like a spice cake almost, not pumpkin spice. They're not terrible or anything, but would I keep eating? But would I keep buying them? Like, no, I probably wouldn't. Sorry, the camera fell because my friend called. Hopefully he don't call back, because he's gonna mess up my thing again. But whatever. My cold brew is starting to taste bitter. But yeah, so that's just basically where we're at with everything. Oh, option 2. I feel like I need to re-say it and everything, so let's go ahead and say it. Option 1 is go ahead, do the surgery, do your reconstructive surgery, see what's going on inside, and then put the expander in. Wait a few days to a few weeks to go ahead and do the reconstructive surgery, get radiation. It's almost positive that radiation is going to happen. Do radiation and go from there. Option B, or option two is that the cancer might be in her lymph nodes going through. And if it's in her lymph nodes, then she's definitely getting chemo. It means that it's spreading more out the body. How the doctor explained it was like a ladder, kind of. Your lymph nodes, and the way the picture looked, it's kind of like a ladder going out into the rest of your body. So we're praying that it's not in her lymph nodes at all, because then she wouldn't have chemo. They wouldn't have to take any lymph nodes out. And the issue with it being in the lymph nodes is, I can't think of what it's called. Lymphoma? No, it's not lymphoma. Is it? I'll have to look it up, and I'll like insert it somewhere over here, the correct word. But yeah, so you have to be very careful with that, because it could cause like problems with your arm, where the whole arm begins to swell, and then it can be almost like basically 100% reversible, but you start to lose control of your arm, kind of. It just kind of like hangs there because it's so swollen. And if you don't catch it right away, if you don't catch it right away, then what ends up happening is it becomes irreversible. Like, your arm won't go back down. But if you catch it right away, our doctor said that if you see any signs or anything, you tell your doctor, like, hey, I need to go to physical therapy right now. Like not right now, but like ASAP. Like, you need to send the order in for me to go. And she even said they might tell you, no, you're fine, wait it out. She said, do not wait it out. Keep going. They give you like an armband. They give you therapy, and then they tell you what home therapy to do. And this will go ahead and bring it to basically 100%. It can bring it up to 100% reversible. But it's something you always have. It doesn't go away. Like, you still have to do those arm massages like every single day. You still have to do arm therapy and everything. It's not something that's like, oh, it's a temporary thing. They do say, like, to keep it away, you have to keep doing it. Our doctor actually told us that her brother, I want to say I don't think it's lymphoma. I don't know. It's something lymph something. I don't know. He got it in the face, and so they didn't catch his in time, and I guess he doesn't live here in this country, and his face was distorted from it, and it's swollen, and he has neck problems, and he had neck and head surgery, and then this happened. And yeah, so we're praying that all of that's all good. I'm sorry if this was all over the place, but I'm gonna try and edit it out so it doesn't seem as like rambled, of course. But yeah, that's just kind of what's going on with our life. So keep my grandma in your prayers, you guys. Like, we need all the prayers that we can get right now. It's a really hard time for us. And thank you to everyone who's been there for us. We really appreciate it. You guys have been making this a lot easier for us. And yeah, go ahead. And so thank you to everyone who's been there for us. We really appreciate you guys and everything you guys are doing for our family. I have some really amazing friends and family in my life that have just been there for all of us, because like, we have a lot going on right now with my grandma, and then I have a baby, so it's kind of hard, like, between taking her to appointments. Like, I'm trying not to take the baby to anything because she's a baby and she can't really sit. Like, last time we waited 3.5 hours. Like, if my boyfriend wouldn't have came, like, she wouldn't have lasted at all. So thank you to everyone who's been babysitting or just helping us out, you know, like checking in on us, and everything. Like, that means everything. Like, even just simple text messages and stuff like that, or like something, I don't know, everything helps. Like, so my favorites were the pumpkin spice cold brew. Definitely recommend. Do less tons of vanilla though. Pumpkin muffin, you guys have to get that one before they take it away. That one's so good. The pumpkin scone, you guys can go without. It's not that good. But yeah, so if you like this video, and I feel so awkward. Why am I so awkward? I'm so freaking awkward. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I know I didn't say it on the last one. Oh, really quick, to go back to my last video, because I'm almost positive this is gonna be my next video, so hopefully it is, because I'm gonna go ahead and say it, so maybe force me to make this my next video. I'm not gonna do a part 2 for the clothing haul. I have it all recorded and everything, but you know what, it's, I don't know, pretty basic. The Madeline's Closet haul was a lot cuter, more cute. So yeah, I just feel like I'll stick to boutique ones. But if you guys want like a huge baby clothing haul, I have one that's from like Ross, Walmart, Carter's, Oshkosh. Like that one's like literally balling on a budget, like for baby edition. So if you guys want that one, go ahead and leave a comment down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe if you guys like my videos. I don't know, I feel awkward saying that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.